A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, movie fans met Han and Leia, the quintessential star-crossed lovers. He was a smuggler, she a princess. He reckoned no reward was worth this, she'd rather kiss a Wookiee. For decades fans hung on their every insult. But wind the clock back to a time even longer ago and there was another woman. In the new movie Solo, a Star Wars story, we learn that Han Solo first loved a girl called Kira. Data link early praise for Solo, a Star Wars story. Data link Emilia Clarke spills on the final season of Game of Thrones. If there was pressure in playing the lady before Leia, Emilia Clarke didn't sweat it. Because, unlike her co-stars Alden Ehrenreich, Han Solo, and Donald Glover, Lando Calrissian, who stepped into shoes previously filled by Harrison Ford and Billy D. Williams, respectively, Kira's glass slippers never belonged to anyone else. Because she's a brand new character, I can't even pertain to the same amount of pressure that the others are going through, Clarke says. People are either gonna like her, or they are not gonna like her. We'll see. But also, she shrugs, I've been there, done that and got the t-shirt, with Game of Thrones and Terminator. Once you've filled the biceps of Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, and withstood the earth-quaking speculation of 7 seasons, plus 1 to come, as Goatee's Khaleesi, the mother of dragons, there's not much more the world of super fandom can throw at you. Unless your big brother Bennett is a Star Wars obsessive. The Clarkes, 2 years apart, grew up in the countryside outside Oxford, before Emilia followed Bennett to boarding school. Wanting to be like her brother in every way, meant pretending to dig this Star Wars thing. He was massively into it, so I watched it and was like, yeah, this is cool, you think it's cool. I think it's cool, she recalls with a laugh. Then when episode 7, The Force Awakens, came out I watched it and was like, OS this is cool. I like this. It reset the bar for what big movies could be and should be. I was really blown away by it as a piece. So when Solo came about I felt incredibly confident about walking into it, because they do it with such style. Clarke walked straight into a big action set piece on her first days on the Solo set, where she found the scale of a Star Wars movie is mind-blowing. This from a woman whose day job is riding a dragon around Westeros. Data link Ron Howard, I treated Solo as a true story. Yeah, tell me about it, she laughs. So I'm on set thinking, this is a theme park ride. This isn't a green screen, this is the actual thing, someone has built this. It was something you physically cannot take for granted. Clarke says the tone of Solo, a Star Wars story sits between a western and a heist movie, a dynamic that you'll recognize in a very different guise within this galaxy really bloody far away. It's what they decided, made sense for what could create Han, she explains. Where else could he have come from, but straight out of the annals of some western heist? If Han is the young gunslinger, Kira, described as a femme fatale and enigma, could have stepped out of the Maltese Falcon. And that classic wow woman isn't an easy thing to portray. You're always like, I'm sorry, what was that note? Yes, don't give me that note, I can't play enigma, Clarke chuckles. But I know what her story is, I decided it. And that you can play. As soon as I started to grasp that I was in control, that's when she got unlocked for me. So, can Clarke unlock Kira a little for us? She's got this mysterious quality that you can never quite pin down, which I found exciting. Clarke offers. She's a survivor, that's what she is at her heart. And what Han is too. They are cut from the same cloth. What is unmistakable is that Han is her. I don't want to say weakness, that's not right, but what he is for her is incredibly important. A bit more digging tells us that Kira and Han grew up together as street urchins. Ripped apart, Han later finds Kira working for Paul Bettany's crime boss Dryden Voss, and holding her own among the galaxy's most dangerous gangsters. Suffice to say, Kira sets such a high standard that it will take a woman as strong and spunky as Carrie Fisher's Leia to catch Han in the future. What happens with him and Kira, says Clarke, makes complete story sense with what ends up happening with him and Leia. The thing we know about Kira, the woman knows how to rock a cape. Though, whether she wears it better than Glover's Lando Calrissian will be the subject of hot debate. We did have a cape off at one point, yes, Clarke admits. The actor's fun in the cape cupboard was counterbalanced by the stress of losing directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller mid-shoot. Consummate pro Ron Howard was brought on to finish Solo. When Ron came in under the circumstances that he did so wonderfully, Clarke says. He made us all feel at ease and taken care of in quite a turbulent time. Meanwhile, fans were fretting over the ability of the largely unknown actor to embody one of cinema's most iconic rogues. Asks Clarke if Ehrenreich gives Han the requisite charm and swagger, and she's emphatic. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty charming, she laughs. He's a bloody dreamboat. Easy breezy, he was great. I was in awe of how he managed dealing with that pressure. He did it seamlessly. It's not just Ehrenreich capturing the spirit and humor of Han Solo, she adds. The entire movie sets up what Harrison Ford is loved for,